ADHD, it's a very overdiagnosed issue. A lot of times we see families, whether it's the adult or the child in the family, that have been through the gamut of trying all the different medications, going through talk therapy, and nothing's really working, right? And they're kind of frustrated. Or, as I always say too, the medications, people don't really enjoy how they feel on them. So what we do at Athens Brain Training is we use a tool called neurofeedback therapy. And the particular brand of neurofeedback we use is called brain core therapy. And basically what that is our way of getting in and looking at the brain. We start with what's called a QEEG brain map. That stands for qualitative electroencephalograph. So we're going to put this funny little cap on your head that has all these leads on it. And we're going to measure over 12 different sites on the brain, 4 major frequencies of the brain, delta, theta, alpha, and beta. And we're going to measure 4 different characteristics of each, all with your eyes open, and then also again with your eyes closed. This snapshot, this picture, this brain map that we'll get from this can then tell us exactly where in the brain delta, theta, alpha, or beta are not doing what they should do in terms of their frequencies and their different modulations and so forth. So with that brain map then, we can identify where the brain's weak. Then it's just a matter of teaching the brain how to be strong. And the neurofeedback is where it comes in to do that. So neurofeedback is using some sort of system to give the body, or in this case the brain or the neurology, an immediate feedback signal, if you will, that says, yeah, your brain's doing the right workout for today. So think of it like coaching, right? So oftentimes I'll use this example since I was a gymnast a good part of my life and eventually taught and coached gymnastics. To take someone who's never done a cartwheel, breaking it down into the simple fundamentals and then bringing them all the way up to the point of performing a beautiful cartwheel. So we start with a line on the mat, reach your hands over the mat, transfer your weight, jump your feet over. Maybe I help them do that a little bit. So there's some coaching and there's some hands-on to get the feel for how to do that. Eventually, I don't have to spot them. Eventually I can tell them, kick your legs a little bit higher. Lastly, we want to get to where they're kicking their legs straight over their head. Straight legs, pointed toes. Towards the end of that coaching or training, they really don't need me to coach them. They just need to keep practicing it. So neurofeedback works very similarly in terms of we're going to give the brain some coaching that along the way, yeah, you're doing today's workout just right. Or, yeah, you're falling out, and then you get a signal that says, hey, you're off track today. Let's get back on track. And that's where the neurofeedback kind of keeps hinting to the brain that's not doing the right thing. But eventually, here's the cool part, there are 0 side effects to neurofeedback therapy, and the neuroplastic changes that happen are permanent. So you can take that with you and kind of keep practicing as you go. Very similar to the cartwheel example again. It's been, I don't know how many years now, but at 54 years old, I can still do a perfect cartwheel on either side because it's in my memory, right? It's had enough training to know how to do that. So your brain can get that strong too in overcoming the ability to, or the lack of ability to focus on a problem. So now your brain has gotten better at it and has the tools to stay focused, and the more you do it, the stronger and the better the brain's going to continue to get. So that's how neurofeedback works. There's lots more behind the science and details of kind of the origins and how neurofeedback began. And we can talk about some of those things if you're interested in the future, but it's just a really neat way to take the brain to the gym and give it the workout it needs and overcome the need for medications that kind of falsely manipulate those brainwave frequencies, and then of course have some horrible side effects that go along with them. But yeah, kind of in a nutshell, that's where neurofeedback does its thing.